Hi, this is Bob Jones with the Big Interview Show with Famous People, and we're sitting here today with Natalie Portman. Now, Natalie, we've all been wondering rather profoundly what is happening in your sex life. Specifically, how many men or women do you sleep with, let's say, on a weekly basis?
Well, that's a very interesting question. It's kind of personal. I'm not so sure that I should be talking about it on the radio. I mean, I'm a very sexy young woman, and what I do in the bedroom is my own business.
Well, of course it's your business, Natalie, but it's also the public's business. You're basically a public property, aren't you? I mean, come on, we all see you in the movies, and we want to know who's in bed with you on a weekly basis. I mean, just give us an idea of the number.
Well, that's offensive. I mean, I'm a very sexy woman, and if I reveal the numbers of my lovers on a weekly basis, some of my fans might be offended because I'm a sweet young girl next door, and I'll always be that, and I don't want people to think that I'm a slut.
Natalie, you're no slut. It doesn't matter how many men you sleep with. I mean, come on, you're hot. You're allowed to sleep with as many men as you want. It wouldn't make you a slut. Let's be serious about this, huh?
Well, since you put it that way, I sleep with about 17 men a week.
17 men a week? I thought it would have been more than that.
Well, I choose them carefully. I get them all tested, of course, and I have a huge libido, and it's just one man after another, and it's just so satisfying. I can't even describe the feeling that comes into my body when number 17 comes along. I mean, you know that women's orgasms can last for a long time, and I've been working on extending my orgasmic period. It's rather cosmic, you understand, and it brings me to a whole new level in my acting and in my views of the world.
That sounds like a lot of nonsense, Natalie. We're just talking about having a lot of sex, right? I mean, it's just good. It's just good, strong, hard, interracial sex is what we're talking about, isn't it?
Well, let's not get into the, quote, races of the men that I have intercourse with. That's none of your business. I'm very open to men of different flavors, you know, and I remember each and every one of them.
That's great, Natalie. Now, do you have intercourse with a lot of black men? We're all very curious about this.
No, that's offensive. I mean, I'm willing to talk a bit about my sex life, but if we're going to start discussing particular numbers of particular, quote, races, it's just not appropriate on the radio.
Come on, Natalie, just give us a hint. I mean, is it 2 a week or 15, you know, somewhere in between?
Now, what I'm here to talk about is my recent new movie. I've been getting a lot of scripts, you know, since my Academy Award, and there's a new one coming up where I get to play a prosecutor, and I've always wanted to play a big, angry prosecutor, and I'm going to get to make angry faces and bang the gavel.
You don't get to bang the gavel, Natalie. That's what the judge does.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, I'll get to give a courtroom performance, and I'm a very sexy young woman, and can you just imagine how I'll seduce the jury with my lips and my body and my pregnant belly?
You're going to play it while you're preggers?
Well, my agent says it would be a really great idea.
I think it's time for a commercial break. This is Bob Jones with a big interview show with famous people, and we're sitting here with Natalie Portman, everyone's famous, rather favorite girl next door. Now, Natalie, how did you become America's favorite girl next door?
Well, I am a woman next door, thank you. I am not a girl next door. I am a woman.
We all know you're a woman, Natalie. Come on, it's an expression. You're a girl next door, aren't you?
When does a girl become a woman? Is it her first sexual experience? Some would mark it there. Others might say it's some social phenomenon we don't yet understand. It's different for every woman, and I am a woman, not a girl, and I may be next door, but I am a woman next door.
All right, fine, Natalie. So, how did you become America's favorite woman next door, then?
Well, it's about the public. I mean, for whatever reason, I don't completely understand it, but the public loves me, and that means that I get a lot of money, and I like money because I'm a woman.
That's offensive, Natalie. You're saying you're a woman and therefore you like money? What is that about?
Well, there's no romance without finance.
I guess that's true. That's what my wife tells me all the time.
Oh, you're married. Tell us about your wife.
I don't like talking about her.
Well, why not?
Because she's an evil woman and she destroys my entire mind every day.
Really? Tell us more about that.
Well, she doesn't sleep with me anymore, okay? It makes me sad.
Why doesn't she sleep with you anymore? Can you satisfy her sexually?
Of course I can satisfy her sexually, but she's screwing other men all the time, okay? It's personal.
Well, how many men does she screw on a weekly basis?
I don't know. I hired a private investigator, and I want to kill those sons of kill those evil men that screw my wife every week. I can't take it. Back to the interview. So, Miss Portman, tell us about your new movie where you're this prosecutor.
Oh, I'd love to. Well, it starts off in Alabama, and I go into the courtroom and I make a beautiful speech about love and understanding and how my client didn't kill all those dogs because he loves dogs and it's a misunderstanding.
You're defending a dog killer in the movie?
Well, he's not a dog killer. He's a very nice man that's misunderstood by society, and I'm a strong liberal woman living in Alabama, a public prosecutor.
You're a prosecutor? Sounds like you're, one of those public defendants.
No, I'm a good prosecutor, and I want to get the dog killer off.
That doesn't make any sense. Public prosecutors put the dog killers in jail.
Well, it's a very interesting script, and I like it a lot, all right?
Doesn't make any sense, I told you. Come on. Are you a public prosecutor, or are you one of the other guys?
Well, I need to read the script again.
Sounds like you do. Don't you read the script before you accept the part?
Of course I do. What are you suggesting? You think I just take a part because I get a big fat check? It's not about that. It's about the performance. It's about love and harmony and my hot young body, which America loves.
We all know we love your hot body, but come on, are you a professional actress or not? You read the script, right?
Yes, I do. Let's not discuss it anymore.
Fine. What do you want to discuss then?
Well, it's your interview show. You're supposed to ask me a question, aren't you?
That's true. I think I have a list here somewhere. Okay. We discussed your sex life, but we're not done with it yet. So, when was your first sexual experience?
That's very personal, and I will not go into that. And I'm ashamed that you think you can ask a question like that on the radio.
The public needs to know, Natalie.
No, they do not. It's personal business. When was your first sexual experience?
It was with a dog.
Really?
Yeah, it was a dog, okay, so what?
I also enjoy dogs.
Really?
I certainly do, especially black Labrador retrievers. The way they move through the grass. It always makes me so aroused. I watch them run through the fields and I feel their positive energy flow through my body, and sometimes I take one or two to bed.
You make love to two dogs at once?
I didn't say that. I said I take them to bed. We sleep together, and it's beautiful.
That doesn't make any sense. The dogs can do that? I've only done one dog, and I have a penis. You mean these two labs, they both have sex with you at once?
I need to call my agent.
Time for a break, folks. This is Bob Jones here with a big interview show, the big important interview show with famous people. And we're here with the beautiful young woman next door, Natalie Portman. Natalie, tell us honestly now. Tell us anything. We just want to hear you talk.
Well, all right. I just spoke with my agent, and he said I shouldn't sue you because you're not famous enough, and my agent doesn't know why I did this interview, but for some reason I respect you because you ask really interesting questions, and let me tell you a little bit about something about myself, all right? Now, as you know, I've recently become pregnant, and it makes me so filled with evil hormones that I can barely control my rage.
I've heard that pregnant women get like that.
You mean that you and your wife have never succeeded in achieving the sperm into the egg thing?
That's none of your business.
Well, did it happen or didn't it?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Well, let me tell you about my unborn fetus. My unborn fetus is the mammal I love most in the world, and that little devil wakes me up every night, and I've been thinking of what kind of names I might give it, if it's a boy or if it's a girl.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, if you give birth to a boy, what are you going to name the little kid?
If it's a boy, I might name him Jesus.
You'll name your son Jesus?
Well, yeah, it's a beautiful name.
You can't name your kid Jesus. Maybe Jesus, but not Jesus.
Well, it's the same name. Jesus is spelled the same as Jesus. Are you telling me I can't name my own son Jesus?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. The American public would agree with me.
Well, I am afraid of the American public because my livelihood depends on them, so I may need to consider this more carefully.
You're goddamn right.
But what's wrong with naming my son Jesus? Why can't I have a little Jesus Portman running around?
It sounds weird.
It's not weird, it's beautiful. Jesus was the savior of mankind, and he had 12 apostles, and he healed the sick, and he could fly through the air.
Jesus didn't fly through the air, woman.
He didn't?
No, he was the Son of God, and he went back to heaven after he was crucified, remember?
I remember that part, but I thought he could fly.
No.
Oh.
So, back to the interview. Natalie, what about this new public prosecutor movie? I mean, who's your love interest in it?
Oh, it's Ben Stiller.
Do you get in bed with him in the movie?
I'm not going to give that away. It's still in post.
Oh, you mean they're still editing it?
Yes, that's what post means. They're editing it.
Right. So, have you seen the sex scene or not?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Come on, we just want to know if you get in bed with Ben Stiller in the movie. Come on.
Fine. We get in bed, but we don't have sex.
Why not?
I don't remember.
You don't remember if you screw him or not?
We're speaking about whether or not the character I play in the movie and the character Ben Stiller plays in the movie pretend to have sex.
You don't remember whether that happens?
No.
Fine. The interview's over. Thanks so much, Natalie. We all love you. You're a beautiful young woman. Come back again. This is Bob Jones with a big important interview show with famous people. Thanks for listening.